Steve the Superhero and the Great Candy Caper. In the joyful town of Sweetville, there was a special day that everyone looked forward to, Candy Day. Every year, the townsfolk celebrated with a grand parade filled with floats made of candy, games, and delicious treats. But this year, something unexpected happened. Just hours before the festivities began, a mischievous villain named Dr. Sour stole the big candy truck filled with all the town's sweets. As the townspeople cried out in despair, they quickly called for their hero, Steve the Superhero. Steve arrived in a flash, his bright blue cape fluttering in the wind. "What's going on, everyone?" Steve asked, concerned. "Dr. Sour has taken the candy truck," the mayor exclaimed. "Without it, Candy Day will be ruined." Steve's eyes sparkled with determination. "Don't worry, I'll get the candy back." He sprang into action, following the trail of candy wrappers that the sneaky villain had left behind. The trail led him to a hidden lair at the edge of Sweetville, where Dr. Sour was busy hoarding the candy. The villain was a tall figure with a frown, dressed in dark colors that contrasted sharply with the bright colors of the candy. His lair was filled with piles of gummy bears, lollipops, and chocolate bars. "Stop right there, Dr. Sour," Steve declared, standing tall. "You can't take all the candy for yourself." Dr. Sour turned around, his eyes wide with surprise. "What are you going to do about it, Super Steve? Candy is mine now." Steve thought quickly. "You know, Dr. Sour, candy is meant to be shared. Taking it all for yourself won't make you happy. Why don't you join us for Candy Day instead? There's plenty for everyone." Dr. Sour crossed his arms. "Why would I want to share? Everyone always leaves me out." Steve approached Dr. Sour with a friendly smile. "Because sharing can be fun. You can be part of the celebration and make new friends. Plus, I bet everyone would love to have you there if you bring some of the candy back." Dr. Sour paused, his frown softening as he considered Steve's words. "I suppose I never thought about it that way." With a nod, Steve added, "Let's take the truck back together. You can help hand out candy to all the kids in town. They'll be so excited to see you." Dr. Sour hesitated for a moment, but then smiled for the first time. "All right, let's do it." Together, they loaded the truck and drove back to Sweetville. The townspeople cheered when they saw the truck full of candy and the unexpected arrival of Dr. Sour. With Steve's encouragement, Dr. Sour helped distribute the candy, and soon he was surrounded by laughing children. They offered him gummy bears and shared stories about their favorite treats. Dr. Sour's heart began to warm as he realized how wonderful it felt to be included. As the parade began, Steve flew high above, spreading joy and cheer. The celebration was a huge success, and even Dr. Sour found himself smiling and laughing with his new friends. From that day on, Dr. Sour became a part of Sweetville, no longer a villain but a beloved friend who enjoyed Candy Day alongside everyone else. The end.